Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dual Destinies! I was in the middle of recording this! It stopped recording 24 minutes in! And I'm just screaming at myself because I was so close to finishing that recording! So now I have to do this entire thing again. Which is both great and not great at the same time, because while I enjoy playing Ponko, doing her voice is kind of... it's straining after a while. But anyway, let me just continue here, and hopefully no more technical difficulties happen, because good god.
The rocket is just a replica, but it's the same size as the real one.
The Space Museum.
Oh, here it is on the map.
Okay, so it's on the exact opposite side of the main building from Launchpad 1. Update.
Ask me anything, anything. I will explain.
See, I've already lost Ponko's voice. This is quite the place. I can't believe we get to see the rocket up this close up.
This is a replica of the HAT-1 that was launched 7 years ago. It's exactly like the real HAT-1, inside and out. Its little brother, the HA-2, was supposed to be launched the other day.
I wonder if Ponko knows why the launch was cancelled.
Over there is an exhibit about the launch 7 years ago. Check it out! Check it out!
Spacesuits, photos, newspaper articles. I'd like to come here again on a day off. Hey, what's this photo of?
Phoenix! That's the staff of the HAT-1 project.
Oh, there's Mr. Starbuck. He looks so young and so different.
And that's...
What is it, Athena? Something wrong?
Oh, nothing! I just thought Mr. Starbuck looked really young too. That's all.
Well, it was 7 years ago, after all, so the young guy standing next to Mr. Starbuck still looks exactly the same 7 years ago.
Is Clay Terran the victim?
So they were mentor and protege even way back then. And he's even got one of the staff jackets. He looks just like a regular staff member.
No, Clay was still a student then. He just borrowed one of Sullivan's old jackets.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Clay would have still been in high school 7 years ago. Everybody looks so happy. This space museum is great. What fantastic exhibits.
This area used to be Launchpad 2. That's why the only entrance is on the 3rd floor.
Wouldn't it be better if they just made a new ground floor entrance instead?
There was talk of it, but they had to scrap their plans because of the budget cuts. Budget cuts! Budget cuts! We need more money! Money!
Who would record that kind of information into a guide robot?
While it was in space, the HAT-1 launched a probe called Hope. The Hope probe collected some samples from an asteroid and returned 5 days ago.
That's what Director Cosmos said, too. He told us it came back the day before Clay was killed.
And here it is, the Hope space probe.
I think I've seen that logo somewhere before. Let's see. Oh yeah, the capsule that the victim was carrying. I think it had the same logo. I think it can be seen in the photo attached to the autopsy report. Maybe she'll give me some more info if I showed it to her. Sure, after we finish asking her other stuff.
The way the Space Center Launchpad is set up is really cool. Would you like me to tell you about it? Would you?
The setup of the launch pad? Go gentle on my spiky-haired mind.
I want to know! I want to know! Phoenix wants to know too!
Great. Now Athena's got a case of Ponko-itis.
Hooray! I will tell you then! The rocket is built right inside the launch pad structure. When the rocket is complete, it's moved along with the launch pad over the rails. And brought into position at the launch site. Isn't it cool? Isn't it? We used to have a big budget, so that's how we could build it all.
It's very cool. A grand setup that suits an important place like the Space Center. I guess everyone is hoping for a bigger budget next year. Myself included.
I'm guessing the whole thing is operated from the control room, huh? That it is! But it can also be operated from the new command center, too! Either way, the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be first disengaged.
I guess before a big move like that can be carried out, there are all kinds of procedures.
I would love to see the launch pad being moved. When's the next one scheduled for? Searching data. All future plans have been put on hold.
Because of the bombing and the murder, I'll bet. Which is perfectly understandable.
Well, when was the last time it was moved? Searching data. I'm sorry. The answer isn't in my answer database.
I guess Ponko can only answer certain questions. I also forgot to present my badge, because I already did it before. Whoops.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know anything about that.
Oh, okay, no problem.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't helpful. I'll try to do better in the future. Please don't hate me.
Poor thing. Now I feel bad for asking. Don't get so upset. Oh wait, I'm still presenting stuff. Ponko, do you recognize this capsule here in the top right?
Checking registered data. I know! It's the Hope capsule. It was carried inside the Hope probe.
It contained the asteroid samples, right?
Yes! It was designed to store the samples gathered by the Hope probe. It's been stored in the safe in Launchpad 1 ever since it returned to Earth. It must not be removed! Don't worry, Pongo. The people in charge already know what happened. They do? I must ask them later.
So the capsule was being kept in Launchpad 1, huh? Maybe Clay was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion. The Space Center staff must have been really excited to finally get the capsule back. But it's a pity that incident occurred before they got a chance to check the contents. Well, the police took it as evidence, so they'll have to wait a little longer. Well, we certainly learned a lot about the Space Museum.
Thank you, Ponko. You explained everything very well. I love to explain. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
You two are like old friends. It's hard to believe you just met recently.
It's because Ponko is so friendly.
Well, what should we investigate next?
Let's go find Detective Fulbright. We have things to ask him about.
Let's see, the security footage and the fingerprint data, was it? Okay, then let's go back to the Launchpad 1 quarter.
Bye, Ponko! See you later! Come again! And don't forget to visit the gift shop!
Poor Ponko. What a Dickinson life we are all forced to lead. That sentence still messes me up. Alright, let's go talk to Mr. Fulbright. What should I do? Which path is the path of justice?
There's Detective Fulbright. He still seems to be lost, even though it's a straight corridor.
Let's hope he's still in a cooperative mood as well, then.
If he doesn't cooperate, then I'll just have to use my powers on him.
You mean that lady in distress bit? You mean that lady in distress bit? Wrong tone. Let's present the security footage. Detective, about the security footage that was taken by the Boarding Lounge 1 camera. Oh, that footage? Go ahead and ask me anything you like about it. Is there any way I could see a little more of the part just after this? Easy as pie. I'd be glad to show you. Here we go. What? Of course they wouldn't show the rest. Huh? The screen went blank. Yes, apparently the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires. So there's no footage after this point. Ha ha ha! Why didn't you just say so from the beginning? God damn it, Fulbright. And now the rest we talk. We found a bullet hole in the wall at the crime scene. You did? Our team found that too! It was Detective Arm who fired that bullet! Detective Arm? That's right! A warning shot for the defendant! Was it really such a high-threat situation that she needed to do that? I'm afraid I don't know the details, what with Detective Arm gone and all.
But I thought there were two people who discovered the crime scene together.
We already know Detective Director Cosmos will testify, so tomorrow will be about what he knows. Hey, you're pretty smart! That's exactly what we're planning to serve as the main course! I hope it goes down easy. Fingerprint data!
Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found on the boarding lounge. In the boarding lounge, excuse me.
Yes, I just happen to have a compiled... hold on a second, I'm getting wires all over the place. Yes, I just happen to have compiled the print data for everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. This is quite a bit of data. Well, when I said everyone, I meant it. Prosecutor Blackwell said to go to dig deep, so that's what I did. It sure took a while, though.
Whoa, he's got Apollo and my prints.
He even got prints for
all the robots.
I guess when Blackwell said to dig deep, Fulbright didn't bother to ask how deep.
Clay's fingerprints are here too.
I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity, after all.
I still can't believe you took off his glove to get his fingerprints.
Yeah, well, you can't blame me for thinking they're important in this case. There are a lot of doors that require fingerprints verification in the lounge, so depending on whose prints we find, it can completely change the tide for both sides. Makes sense. After all, the culprit's prints did get them past the fingerprint lock somehow. Oh, and take this picture. It might come in handy. Isn't this just a photo of the Launchpad 1 door? Yep, but Prosecutor Blackwell seemed really interested in it for some reason. Huh? What's so important about this door? Beats me, but boy, could you see the gears in his head go into hyperdrive at it. Sounds like this is going to be a major point of contention tomorrow.
Hey, don't forget about the print comparison, boss.
Right. Detective Fulbright, do you think you could run the test for us right now? You just leave it to me, and just as we trust.
Beep boop beep.
And we're finished. Okay, here we go. Well, it looks like it was Mr. Starbuck who opened that security door. He must have opened it while we went to go board the rocket.
His heart must have been full of hopes and dreams for his space adventures right then.
2 pages. Something definitely seems to be up with you, Detective. You're unusually cooperative. Well, I just figured if we work together, we'll get much closer to justice, right?
But it seems like something's really been bothering you. You don't have some ulterior motive, do you?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do anything like that. Uh-huh. Psych locks say otherwise. It's been a while, but those are definitely psych locks. Did you just mouth psyched? Is there something I should be psyched about? No, psych lock. It's a system of locks on the secrets in a person's heart. Why are you openly telling this to people? I can see when people are trying to hide those secrets by using the power of this Magatama. Presenting evidence can break those locks, and reveal any secrets they're hiding. Mr. Wright, how much did they bilk you out of that piece of rock? If you've been swindled, I know some lawyers I can introduce you to. I am more than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. If it isn't some kind of fraud, it really works. It isn't some kind of fraud. It really works. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. But I guess seeing is believing. Allow me to show you. Tutorials. Blah blah blah, tutorials. Let's do this. I think you're hiding something, Detective. So why don't you just tell us about it? What to do? Which path is the path of justice? Detective Fulbright is really in agony. I bet this is the issue he's so torn up over. Love! I bet I know what's been bothering you. You're troubled by love. What? How did you know? I put my pet carp Love in with my goldfish, and the next thing I knew, all the little goldfish were gone! Love had eaten them all! Really? My poor little goldfishies. Oh, I loved you so! I guess love really can cause a lot of heartache, huh? Anyway, I can't get tired of that ever. That never gets old. Okay, justice. I really understand what's been bothering you, Detective. I truly do. Something happened that goes against your principles, isn't that right? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine. Is that a fact? Yep, peaceful as peaceful can be. Everyone was whistling a happy tune as they did their job. You never saw a more relaxed guard detail for a routine rocket launch. I don't think the guard detail was as relaxed as you claimed as long as this exists. Which took me a while to figure out what it was, so it's the evacuation report. Before the explosions, what was supposed to happen here was a rocket launch. And yet security was so tight they even brought in a special task force. I hardly describe that as a relaxed guard detail. Now hold on just one moment. The entire nation had their eyes on this extremely important rocket launch. That's why I was called in on a special security detail. As versatile as you are, I can certainly believe that that's true. But I say it's very strange that this person would be part of that detail from the outset. Candace's arm. Yeah, present. Detective Arms specialized in bombs cases. The fact that she was here on hand means that you people knew there was the possibility that a bombing would occur. You got me, Mr. Right! Did we really? It's hard to tell with you, mister. Alright, I concede. You win. It's just as you say. A few days before the launch, they were warned about a potential bombing. But the plan to launch went ahead in spite of the threat.
But why? What were they planning to do if someone got hurt or killed?
Yeah, I know. The decision to move forward wasn't exactly just, was it? How was the warning delivered? By phone, and directly to Director Cosmos. But the police department instructed everybody to keep it under wraps. That's a big thing to keep quiet about. No wonder you were so upset. But it's not only that. I've been distraught about Prosecutor Blackwell as well. Prosecutor Blackwell? Well, as his handler, I'm sure you have a lot of difficulties. That's not it. It's a question of justice. I've been wondering about why he's allowed to stand in court.
The reason he's still prosecuting? Detective Fulbright, please tell us everything you know.
Well, talking to you folks about it would definitely be breaking the rules.
Never mind that. What are rules but things to be broken, right?
Well, to tell you the truth, having a prisoner act as a prosecutor is highly irregular. Yeah, we knew that. I think we guessed that much. So why is it being allowed? I've been wondering and wondering about it.
So you weren't told why either, huh?
No, I guess the order came from pretty high up the ladder. Yeah, it had to add. But Prosecutor Blackwell told me once... The hunt I've been on for the Phantom of 7 years past continues even still.
7 years past?
A phantom, huh? And not one of the friendly variety either, I gather. This Phantom of 7 years past. Any idea who or what he was talking about? Not a clue. But he seems to think that this phantom is behind this whole incident somehow. Wait a minute. He thinks they may be connected to this case? Yep. This case has way too many similarities to what happened 7 years ago. For starters, that case happened right here at this very space center, too. And in both incidents, a threat was issued via telephone. So that's why Prosecutor Blackwell thinks this incident is the work of the Phantom? Well, that's not the entire reason. I mean, if you want to talk about 7 years ago, that's when Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty of murder. That messy case is what started the whole dark age of the law. So you see, this phantom and Prosecutor Blackwell's conviction might be related. Yeah, I can see why he'd think that. This incident and the phantom. Not to mention Blackwell's past. It's almost inconceivable that they would come to a head here.
This might sound crazy, but Prosecutor Blackwell can't possibly believe Mr. Starbuck is this phantom person, right? I mean, he was acting kind of strange during the last trial and all.
The prosecution appears to be ready as well.
Silence.
I'll say I'm ready when I say I'm ready. Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet. Ugh. No, I doubt he thinks Mr. Starbuck is his phantom. But I do get the feeling that he thinks the defendant has ties to them. Which is why he's acting so impatient. He's got a personal grudge against Mr. Starbuck. I don't think that's the only reason. And that's not real justice. I've always trusted in Prosecutor Blackwell's judgment until now. But this time, I'm just so overwrought about it all. If he's lost his ability to think rationally, I'm afraid it might lead to a false conviction. I've never seen Detective Fulbright so tormented. This must be why he's been so cooperative. Don't worry, that's exactly what we defense lawyers are working to prevent. I feel bad for Prosecutor Blackwell, but I'm going to be rooting for your team this time. But don't tell him that. You have to promise me you won't. Detective Fulbright, I guess I was wrong about you. I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart. You are the only ones who can stop him in court.
You really care about you really care and... Wow, English. You really care and want what's best for Prosecutor Blackwell, don't you, Detective?
Leave the courtroom to us. It's not like we want a guilty verdict either. I was hoping you would say that. I'm really grateful to the two of you. To show my thanks, I'll give you another bit of information. It's about the eyewitness. I saw her hanging around the Space Center entrance a little while ago.
Really? Then let's go find her, Mr. Wright.
Thanks, you two. I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm gonna work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you. In justice we trust on 3. 1, 2, 3. In justice we trust. Okay, later. Fulbright.
There he goes.
Wait, were we supposed to say in justice we trust back there too?
Let's go see that witness now.
Alright, the Space Center entrance it is. And this was where I left off on that last recording. And so far it's going smoothly. Thank God. The witness must be around here somewhere. It's another robot!
Hello! Hello!
Uh-oh. Don't tell me the witness is a robot.
Hello! Come over here! Hello! Hello! Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you... I'm Clonko. Shall I guide you? Guide you? I don't know why, but this robot is kind of freaking me out.
Hey! You're not supposed to be wandering about! Again? I've had it with you, hunk of junk.
Gah! I'm outside. Am I wandering? When did that happen?
Okay, welcome back, hunk of junk. You don't know how close you came. If you didn't snap out of it, I was going to put you on the curb on trash day. Nothing looks better than a 42.5-degree karate chop. That's pretty specific. Excuse me, but are you the one who witnessed the murder? Oh, and I'm Phoenix Wright, the lead attorney for this case. How do you do? Big shot lawyers, huh? I'm Aura Blackwell. I am a researcher developing robots here at the Cosmos Space Center. Blackwell? Could she be... And this good-for-nothing robot is named Hunk of Junk.
My name isn't Hunk of Junk. My name is Clonko. That's me, Miss Aura.
Quit complaining. Your model number is Ponko 2.
Ugh, but Miss Aura, everyone calls me Clonko.
Quit your squawking already.
No! What are you doing? No! Don't!
There. I bet you won't be talking back now.
Gah! I will obey completely.
Yikes. I better watch what wires I cross with this one. Let's present my badge! Can you tell me anything about this piece of evidence? Even if I could, I wouldn't tell a filthy lawyer like you. What a pleasant response. That was quite to the point. Let's present this and see what happens. Nope, nothing there. Alright then, Aura, we'll just talk. Something. About your last name. Your last name is Blackwell. Do you have a relative in the legal profession?
You are correct. Simon Blackwell, who used to be a prosecutor, is...
Shut up! Only speak when I order you to speak. Simon is my little brother. You know him? Yes, we met him in court a few times. Right, Athena? What a dull creature. Has her switch been turned off? Athena's being shy? This is new. Oh, yeah, I heard he was prosecuting again, despite being a prisoner. Why doesn't he just stick to solving disputes among inmates in prison, right? Hey, what do you think, hunk of junk?
Ah! Miss Aura, that hurts!
I'm asking you a question. Why don't you answer me, useless hunk of junk?
But Miss Aura, you told me to only speak when you ordered me to speak.
I told you to never talk back to me. You're worth more than a scrap. Robot abuse. Robot abuse, hawk attacks. Blackwell family life must sure be interesting. Well, don't you have any other questions? Wait, of course you do. You're a lawyer. It's not like I'm on Simon's side or anything. I just want to get this over with. So, you're the person who witnessed the incident? That's right. I was on the 4th floor of the main building. In the robotics lab. The explosion disabled the elevators, so I loaded my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But it was such a pain. Why couldn't they have used the ladders on the other rooms? It must have been a very troubling experience. Probably best to just humor her here. Then, as I passed by the 3rd floor boarding lounge 1 window on my way down, I saw the crime as it happened. And that's about it. So you saw the crime as it happened, and that's about it. I see. Wait, what? You saw it being committed? This is no time to just nod and repeat. So you saw into the 3rd floor lounge. The very scene of the crime. That's right. There's a small window on the right side of the room. I looked through that from the outside. The room was pitch black, but I saw a shady figure holding a lighter in their left hand, and a knife in the right. That must have been the culprit. Did you see who that person was? Of course not. The power was out on that floor, and the power was out on that floor then, and there was only that tiny window. I see. But you did witness the moment of the murder? Yes. I saw the figure with the lighter raise their knife and... It happened at precisely 10 a.m. Did you witness anything else? Did the killer have any distinguishing features? I already told you. It was pitch black in there. Although... I did notice that the lighter the person had in their left hand had a pretty ornament on it. It looked like a planet. It was blue, like a little Earth emblem. They had a good taste in knickknacks, anyway. An Earth emblem on the lighter? I better remember that. And I think we're going to probably just, or not. Thank you for your statement. We'll definitely prove Mr. Starbucks innocent with it. Yeah, right. I won't hold my breath. We're going to figure out why she's so adamant towards the lawyer stuff. Court, the law. Yes, the law. We're going to do that in the next video. So I'll see you guys then.